Hey there, everybody. This video is about This Is Us, and it is specifically about This Is Us Season 5, Episode 5. So, yesterday, Jess and I watched Episode 4. We had not seen a preview yet for Episode 5. We did not know this terrible news that the show is not coming back until January 5th. And I was just like, what? When I saw that.
Yeah, no, I was surprised too. And I mean, typically there's not This Is Us going on in December, but there is still typically at least one more. So we were really like, what is happening? It was so like, I think it's just, we had the premiere that had 2 episodes and then we only had 2 more episodes. It's only been like 3 weeks.
I think there's also just this thing where we're used to things starting in like late September, and we would have at least had probably a couple more episodes before that, and then we usually, at least, last season I think we had one that was a little bit closer. We've had ones closer to Thanksgiving. It's just, why are they doing this to us? We're here for you. We got answers.
Yeah, we got answers for you. So if you're wondering why This Is Us is not coming back until January 5th, 2021, we have those answers for you.
Before we do, though, and you should make it your New Year's resolution to watch more This Is Us with us, because why not subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss any of these discussions. And, of course, if you do want to support us further, check the link to the store. You can get a shirt kind of like this one that has Coco Vanderwolf front and center.
Yeah, and that really helps support us and helps support the channel so we can continue doing what we do.
So January 5th, as though 2020 hasn't given us enough bad things, it's now like, okay, no more This Is Us for you guys either.
Yeah, and I mean, like we were saying, there's usually December, there's not This Is Us going on, but there usually is at least one more in November before they're like, okay, it's time to sign off for the year.
So, what? Yeah, because there's another thing I even didn't think about. The fact that we already didn't have one at the start of this month because of the election. So.
Yeah, that's right. So it's been like we've had 3 weeks worth of episodes and 1 week where there was a hiatus.
So this is just according to creator Dan Fogelman on Twitter. I think this is, at the very least, this is the reason why we're probably not getting one next week. And that is because they just finished episode 4 on Monday. So they had this down to the wire to make sure you got to see Randall dancing in all of his glory.
Yeah, they're working as fast and as safely as they can. I mean, it's just, this is a pretty big show with a fairly sizable cast that are all doing things at different places. And so it's going to take a lot of setup and filming and strike down and move to the next place. Like, it's not just a couple days and this episode is done, because you're not even factoring in, all the post work and editing and special effects and everything that's going into this.
Usually This Is Us starts filming, I believe, in July. And this time around, it was fall before they were able to start going. And, they had those big 2 hours where we were all, screaming at the end of it. But from what I've understood, they had to, work weekends, extra hours, just to get those 2 episodes done, to give you a sense that the cast and crew are basically just trying to be running all over the place, wearing proper safety gear as well to make sure this happens.
Yeah, but they are working really hard to make sure this happens. So, I mean, personally, yeah, I'm really bummed that we're not getting more episodes until January 5th. I was really floored, and I was just like, oh man, I can't believe it's over already. We've barely started. I mean, it's a very different time, but I would rather them take their time with these episodes than be rushing through them, because this is a really good show. This is a show that takes time and finesse, so take the time you need and bring me the great episodes in the new year. I will wait.
I will admit, there's a part of me that is bummed about not getting to see the return of Pilgrim Rick. This show, they do Thanksgiving so well, and they haven't real. I know they had a Christmas episode sort of in season 1, but they really don't seem to do that much with Christmas. But Thanksgiving, it's been a great thing for this show. I hope for season 6, if it's the final season, as I believe it probably will be, Pilgrim Rick. We got to have one more Thanksgiving bonanza, but I think probably because of the uncertainty with we don't know when we're going to film this stuff, let alone when it's airing, they probably couldn't get 2 seasonal with their episodes this time.
The good thing, though, is that it seems like if they have time to film a few episodes and sort of get those episodes in the can, that when it comes to January coming around, we should just get like a good long run of episodes with very few breaks in there. That is the hope.
I believe this is time for me to revisit an old character that I have not been on the channel in a while.
All right, here we go.
It is the return of Network Executive Man.
Oh, here we go.
All right, so, Dan Fogelman, This Is Us crew. Here's what I want. This kind of sounds like J. Jonah Jameson from Spider-Man now, but okay, whatever. Here's what I want for you guys.
You're playing too much Spider-Man at night.
I really am, guys. That's a separate problem, but I need you guys to give me as many episodes in January as possible.
I'm thinking about a Spider-Man now.
Spider-Man is taking away the episodes. No, they gotta have a new episode throughout a lot of January because nobody else is wanting to go outside in January. It is cold, especially in this climate while we're all waiting for a vaccine. I think we all should especially be wanting to stay at home in January. They're giving you a reason. They're wanting to give you a lot of This Is Us. And by that point, knock on wood, hopefully everyone gets to stay safe and stay filming. They're going to have a few more at least in the can.
Yeah, that is the hope with this. I mean, January, yeah, there's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. Stay home, watch This Is Us, and it does seem like we're going to have week after week, and, you know, that's good. That's how I like to watch it. Like I said, we've had 4 weeks where 3 weeks we had episodes, one we already had a hiatus, and now it's gone. I would rather just wait and just give me a bunch of them at once.
Yeah, and they're usually pretty good with that and giving you a lot of episodes in January, February. Like, they usually end in, like, March or early April, and we know it's too early to tell if that's going to happen again.
And even though This Is Us is not going to be on for the rest of this year, that does not mean that we are going to stop having discussions about the show. We are still going to be having discussions about the show. So make sure you're subscribed, stick with us. We want to still talk about the show, and we know you guys do too.
Here is the good news. And yes, there is good news. It probably just doesn't feel like it right now. Usually, when This Is Us comes back in January, it's usually somewhere in the second week, maybe even the third week. But they are doing January 5th, which is earlier than usual. So clearly they're like, we know you guys are suffering. We want to make sure 2021 does not end up like 2020. So right away, first Tuesday of the month, boom, here you go. Hopefully you actually deliver some answers to us in that episode.
Yeah, there has been a lot more questions popping up in these 4 episodes than there's been any sort of like tie-up, tie-in. It's been like so many questions and things that I have not expected, like that the fisherman was going to see some viral video of Randall and now all of a sudden connections.
There's a couple of things that were in the promo.
Was that you dancing?
That was a little dance. I'm not going full Randall on this video. Sorry to disappoint everyone, but no, there's a couple of things that they did show in that promo. We'll talk a little bit more about the Mark and Kate of it all in another video, but they did show a little bit of Kevin and Madison where clearly they are having some sort of issue going on.
Yeah, and I mean, this is something that we kind of mentioned a couple videos ago where originally when Madison came to Kevin and said, listen, I'm pregnant, but I'm going to be doing this on my own. You know, of course you can be here to come in and see your kids whenever you want sort of thing, but, you know, I don't expect anything from you. She was in the mindset of, I am doing this alone, which is fine, you know, but you need to be in that type of mindset, especially you're going to have 2 by yourself that are both little babies. So she was like, okay, I'm doing this on my own. You can come in if you want to see them, whatever. And he was like, no, I want to be in with you. I'm going to be in with you. We're going to do this together. Since then, he's proposed. They quarantined together. They're living together. Like, all of this is sort of going on at the moment. Now we're going to see in this promo a little more of Madison feeling a bit like she's just on her own. And it's one thing if you go into it with the mindset of, yeah, I'm doing this on my own, so I'm prepared for this. I have made myself prepared. It is another thing when it's like, no, I'm going to be here for you, so we're going to do this together. Then mentally you're like, okay, so some of the load I can take off of me because Kevin's going to pick up that load. Okay, cool. Now I have a different mindset, and then Kevin's not around. And what I was kind of worried about with this film that was coming up Film and TV is really intensive. It's super long hours, and it seems like he's on location, so he's close by, but he's still going to be gone for like however long, 12, 15 hours a day every day. That is difficult then with Madison at home, who's getting ready to have these babies. And once they come, then she is on her own with these babies, where Kevin is helping, but he's not around.
Kevin is also like locking in to a new level on this material based on what we saw just on this past episode, where he's studying to be a great actor. He wants to make Foster and his gift basket proud for all of the work that he's doing, and that could have an adverse effect, because if you're putting that much effort into that thing, other things in your life are probably going to sag off a little bit. It's just inevitable unless you're not getting any sleep whatsoever.
And babies will do that to you. And I know that they were still before, that seemed like it was still pre-baby, but I mean, babies, that'll end the sleeping for you.
Yeah, we know that unless they're like breaking some sort of weird supernatural territory here, these babies are coming at some point in the new year.
Absolutely.
Well, we are now going to get your take on all of this. How are you coping with the lack of This Is Us? What do you think is going to happen next? Share in the comments, give us a like, subscribe, support us further. Check those links to the store, our Patreon, and we will see you here next time.